Skip this intro. When I was a kid, the guy behind the counter at the video store always knew what to watch. The problem is, nowadays, that video store is streamed right into your house, which is great. It's convenient, but you don't know what to watch. You don't know who to ask. You don't even have any friends. But you got one friend. You got the Red Hood. Siskel and Ebert are both dead. They can't help you with what movies you want to watch. Sure, they have fancy websites run by other people. That's why I'm here. I've seen a million movies. You haven't. You want me to cut to what's good? I'll tell you, and I'll tell you why in Red Hood Movie Reviews. First up, we're going to talk about a movie that's in the theaters right now, The Ballerina. It's a sequel / offshoot of John Wick. If you've seen those movies, and I know you have, you want to know if this is just as good. The Ballerina fits right into about John Wick 1 and 2. So if you're familiar with that world, that's about where it takes place. Yeah, it's got your typical revenge plot, and you're not going to even remember the ballerina's name. That's not really important. You want to know, is John Wick in this movie? He makes a small appearance. It's very important, and it's pretty cool. The action scenes in it are actually really creative. I like the way it's a throwback to like the old stuff Jackie Chan used to do, where he could pick up and use anything he wanted as a weapon in there. It's a really good time with that because she picks up plates. She's fighting with plates like it's a Greek party. She has this one scene with like a bandolier of grenades, and that's all she has against a room full of guys to fight. And they make it really entertaining. And I always love when the person who's the hero of the movie gets beat up. Like none of that like Jason Statham, like, oh, I'm the man and I kick a room full of guys' asses, even though there's 100 of them. She's taking fucking lumps in this movie. She's getting thrown across the room. She's getting her face bashed into an iceberg. I think you're gonna leave the theater really happy watching The Ballerina. It's a good time. Sure, it's over 2 hours. Hold your piss. Get a big popcorn. You're gonna have a good time. And here at Red Hood Movie Reviews, there's only one review that counts, and that's whether or not you should get up off your couch. And why would you want to? You have the video store right in your living room. And that's why you should absolutely get off the couch and go see The Ballerina. It's a good night out. But Red Hood, what if I want to stay at home? What if I want to sit on my couch and drink and watch a movie? What should I watch at home? Well, I hope you have HBO Max, because what you should be watching is the Pee Wee Herman documentary. If you're like me, a product of the 80s and the 90s, then you definitely know who Pee Wee is, and you grew up on him. But what the documentary does is show a lot of what I didn't know about Pee Wee. I didn't know anything about his time in the 70s, his time in college. The origins of the Pee Wee character, I had no idea where that came from. And that's what you're going to see in this. And that's what I like the most, is seeing how Paul Reubens became Pee Wee and then also lost himself within the Pee Wee character. And yes, the documentary is long. It's almost 4 hours long, which is a lot of Pee Wee, but it has an important break. The end of the first episode ends on the event that we all know that happened in Pee Wee's life, the movie theater incident. Pee Wee's little uprising in the movie theater was almost his downfall, because the Pee Wee character was popular with kids. Back in the day, people were probably really leery of having a guy that out of the closet be involved with children. And I can see that because that's the way people reacted when his incident happened. They instantly took away his stardom, and you know, it was like a reflex. And it didn't make it right, but that's what happened. And that's what he had to deal with in the second part of his life. And that's why my recommendation is to see the Pee Wee documentary, with one caveat. You can pick up your phone. There's going to be points in this, it's 4 hours, where you're going to want to pick up your phone and you're going to want to scroll. And that's fine. It's understandable. But it still gets a recommendation because I love Pee Wee, and I know you do too. And I think it's worth seeing, even though you are going to see parts of his life that you either may not like, may not agree with, but it still makes it really interesting. So go ahead, go on Instagram, look at some fat asses, and look up every once in a while. And remember Pee Wee, remember your childhood, because that's really what he is. And it's sad that he's gone, because I really would have liked to have seen not only more of Pee Wee, but more of him. And he'll be missed. Now it's time for our throwback reviews. This is the part where we take an old movie and we see if it still holds up. This time, we've got Drop Zone, a semi-classic from Wesley Snipes. It's directed by John Badham. He's actually directed some certified classics. Short Circuit, War Games, Saturday Night Fever. Those alone just solidify you as a director. They're classics. You can't deny that. And in this movie, he's got Wesley Snipes and Gary Busey jumping out of airplanes. There's no CGI. It's just actually people jumping out of planes. And one of the favorite things I love about movies like this is, you know it's not Wesley Snipes jumping out of a plane, but they feel the need to cut in him against the blue screen for just like half a second so that he can have a fan blowing in his face and he's like, oh. I don't know why that makes me laugh so much, but I love those little parts they do that in almost every action movie and I love it. It basically functions as a B-side to a movie like Point Break. Point Break is a movie you're gonna go back to a million times and watch. But this one, I'll argue, is also pretty good and you should throw it in your mix. It has Gary Busey in his totally crazy age where you just don't know what he's gonna do from moment to moment. It has a Cosby Kid getting shot on a plane and then getting sucked out a window. Of course I want to see that. It has Wesley Snipes doing his kind of half-assed little karate. He's not quite Blade yet. He's more like Butter Knife. He's getting there, but it's still very entertaining. It's got a couple of hot chicks in it, and I could end it there. But it also has the guy who had the mouse in the Green Mile. You're going to watch him get his finger bitten off. This is great. And the good news for you is that it's playing on Pluto TV, which means it's free. You can just download it, play it, kick back, and have some fun. I highly recommend it. Thanks for coming by to the first episode of Red Hood Movie Reviews, brought to you by Quiet Corner TV. Like and subscribe.